First off, leaders of 7 former Soviet states are gathering in Kyrgyzstan to discuss the creation of a joint security stronghold in the country. The member nations of the Collective Security Treaty Organization are set to hold an informal meeting in the Central Asian country. Kyrgyzstan has become a key location for fighting terrorism in the region, and a NATO base there has already courted controversy. Well, for more on what's happening there today, let's catch up now with Katrina Azarova, our correspondent. Hi there, Katrina. Tell us more a bit, if you will, about this organisation and what its role is in the region, how important it is.
Well, Kevin, this is an organization that focuses on the post-Soviet bloc, so Russia and the post-Soviet countries, Central Asian and Caucasian countries are all within this organization. It's a relatively new body, as organizations of its kind go. It was only formed in 2002. But because this is a key strategic region, many of the countries bordering on very important countries such as Pakistan, Afghanistan, and of course are therefore of international interest to countries such as the United States, which are continuing their freedom-ensuring operation in Afghanistan. This is a strategic place. And of course, the collective security in that region is vital, which is why this organization was primarily formed. It's a political and military bloc, and despite the fact that many analysts do insist that it is trying to present itself as a sort of counterweight to NATO, all of the member states actually deny any such ambitions. They simply say they're focusing on security and stability in the region. And as part of that, to be discussed today during this informal summit, we are expecting leaders to bring up the subject of creating a joint military base here in Kyrgyzstan that would involve all of the CSTO member states' militaries, and that would be set up in order to have an ability to quickly react to issues that would be threatening to security within this collective region. Of course, this is a very controversial issue, and many sources are already reporting that it is not even included in the official CSTO agenda for this informal summit. But, of course, the press is very eagerly waiting to see whether this base will actually be created today, or whether, in fact, it will actually be brought up. Of course, Kyrgyzstan is already a home to a Russian base and as well as an American base. Now, there was a lot of controversy concerning the U.S. Manas Air Force base, but that has been sorted out. My colleague Igor Piskunov has a little bit more detail on this situation.
They say every close relationship has to have spice, and in the case of Russia and Kyrgyzstan, the Manas Air Base is the jalapeno.
Some members of Russia's political elite think that by using this base to satisfy its geopolitical interests in Afghanistan, Washington is creating threats to Russia's national security.
The Manas base has been used by the United States and coalition forces since 2001 to support operations in Afghanistan. But over the years, it became a source of controversy, with many locals wanting it closed after an American soldier shot dead a Kyrgyz citizen. This February, the country's authorities denounced the agreement for coalition forces to use the base. But a new deal was signed where the U.S. would pay 3 times more than it did before, or $170 million in rent, for it to become a transit point for the U.S. Air Force.
U.S. military planes can be seen coming and leaving almost every hour at the Manas base. But after nearly a decade of operations in Afghanistan, not much progress has been made in terms of both fighting terror and drug trafficking in the country.
Opinion is split over whether the Manas base is likely to be removed in the near future.
I don't think the Americans will leave anytime soon. I think they will stay. It's difficult to say when this is going to end.
Moscow has stressed that as long as Manas only remains a transit point, it has no problem with its activities. Russia also has military links with Kyrgyzstan, both being members of the Collective Security Treaty Organization, a security bloc of 7 CIS states. Kant is one airbase within the framework of the CSTO, and talks with Moscow on a second one are underway. Both are meant to host a joint team of commandos from member states of the organization. Agreements on the new base are planned to be signed in the nearest future, with southern Kyrgyzstan chosen as the location for security reasons.
Religious extremism is a problem for the whole region. We see its signs in the neighboring Tajikistan and Uzbekistan, and I think it's caused by the situation in Pakistan and Afghanistan and U.S. policies there.
Kyrgyzstan, a small country in the heart of Central Asia, but its location makes it attractive for the big players in global politics. Igor Piskunov, RT, Moscow.